Why hello there, guys, gals, and sadists. I'm Sean Enigmatic, and welcome back to Mortal Kombat X. This episode is going to be a special episode because I'm going to be demonstrating all of the hidden brutalities that I have found in the past 72-ish hours that I have attempted to do so. First thing in this video, I'm going to show a montage of all 27 hidden brutalities I've found. Then I'll go back and explain all of the inputs for each individual one, and then at the end I'll explain my process of finding these. Montage, go!
Technique. Brutality. Die with the rubble. Trim. What the heck?
Welcome back from the montage. Allow me to explain my setup here. So I just have two controllers under custom combat with one modifier, which is brutality combat. The downside of that is I don't know most of the requirements for these. The upside is I can do them quick as can be, and it's a lot easier to find them that way. So the first one I'm going to do is the Blade Reflect brutality, which can be done with a few different characters such as Katana, I believe is one. Basically what happens is you fire a projectile that can do a brutality, such as Kung Jin. He has an arrow that is a brutality in and of itself, and then you use the other character to reflect that. What happens is brutality happens to them instead of the enemy. So allow me to demonstrate, which is difficult because I am doing both controllers. Got it! And that is what it looks like. That is, I'm not going to do it with any of the other characters, just want to demonstrate that that is what I call the Reflect brutality. This brutality requires imposter variation for Shinnok, and I believe it requires mystic variation for Ermac. It can be done with other characters such as, I believe, Sonya Blade or Cassie Cage. I think it's Cassie Cage as well. It's very simple. It's just down back one twice with Shinnok. First, you steal it, then you use it, and it is their own brutality done upon them without a reflect. Similar to Kenshi's, but different, as in it's only Shinnok and nobody else. This particular brutality, hidden brutality, comes at the end of a combo, which is 3-2, and then 1 and 3, and then you have to hold 2. Since it's not just a special move, I'll go ahead and show it. It's that combo right there, and it is... Obviously I'm playing on the Xbox, and it goes a little something like this. And off with his head. It's a very simple one to do, but I believe it is one of the only 2 combo brutalities, or maybe it's actually the only combo brutality. I looked for more. I did, I just couldn't find any. I'll go ahead and start this one here. I know, odd cut, because I might as well show the variation. You specifically need Spec Ops variation for Cassie Cage, and then I'm just going to go ahead and go into the next character. You specifically need Deceptive Reptile for one of his. Cassie Cage's is in Spec Ops. It is down back 1, and you have to hit him with the slap, and it spins their head off. Simple as that. It's called the American way, I believe. There's no need for me to use the names, because, like, it's easier just to tell you the inputs. Now, Reptile has 2 distinct ones. The first one is down, forward 1, but you have to hold up immediately to make it different than just your classical one. Which is this, where he has a little acid bubble of death, and their head looks like it's on a trophy case. It's really cool. And then there's the second one, which I will get to in just a second. Reptile's second one is the one you need Deceptive for, because you have to be invisible when you do it. It's very simple. It is down 2. And that is both of theirs. All 3 of theirs. 2 of Reptile's, 1 of Cassie's. However you say her name. Next up, we have Farah and Tor with the Vicious variation requirement. Johnny Cage's does not matter, I don't believe. For Farah and Tor, it is back forward 3, and that is it. They do that. It's a very simple brutality, and it's very brutal. Johnny Cage's is just a throw, 1 plus 3, and I don't believe you have to hold any direction, because I did not. But we are in brutality combat, so that might be affected by it. I don't think so. I literally was not touching the controller during that. The next 2 are Jason with the Slasher variation, and Kung Jin with the Bojutsu variation. Keep in mind, these are all pretty simple. Basically, again, I'll explain at the end how I figured these out. And it's really a simple method, it just took a lot of time. But, one thing I do want to go over that I completely forgot to go over in the beginning, if you don't know what 1, 2, 3, 4 is, I'm going to put up on the screen, in between these 2, a little map on the left for Xbox, a little map on the right for PlayStation. And if you think about it, it's like a zigzag line across your controller. It goes left, up, down, right. Best way I can put it. But 1, 2, 3, 4 just makes it simpler so that everybody on every platform can understand without me having to say /X. Alright, so Jason's is just a throw, 1 plus 3, but you have to hold up during it. And what we get is a split melon. That melon was split in half. It's like that video on the internet. And Kung Jin's is down back 3 and hold back. And you knock his head off. So these 2 just traded decapitation techniques. I think Jason wins because it was more visceral. Next, we have Liu Kang and Jax. Liu Kang's variation does not matter. I'm going to choose Flame Fist because it's in the middle, it's the quickest. Jax's variation absolutely has to be heavy weapons for this one. Alright, starting with Liu Kang, very simple, back forward 3. And he has no legs, but he does have feet. Just not a groin. Really the worst of the situation. Like, if you lost your feet, you could replace them. If you lose that area, you're dead. And now Jax is back forward 3 as well, actually, but it is his enhanced version, and he just ends up full of bullet holes. Lots of bullet holes. Be cool if, I don't know, like Jax poured some water on him or something and just saw it seep through. Both of these characters have 2 hidden brutalities, one of which does not require variation for both of them, and one of which requires the Buzzsaw variation, and one of which requires the Ravenous variation. First up, we have Kung Lao, which is down, up, enhanced, and hold 1. And he rips her top 3/4 off, really. It's more than a half. That is everything but the legs. Lastly, for Kung Lao, it is back forward 2, and the enhanced version will not work, as you can see there. But the regular version will give you a hidden brutality. A long one, where he doesn't want his hat back. Kung Lao, you should get your hat back. Like, it's stuck inside of someone else. That's ridiculous. Alright, first up from Melina, we have back forward 1, but it's in the air, so you have to time it right. Like, that was not right. That was right. And that is a side to the face brutality. Pay no attention to life bar lost. I was doing the wrong command. Okay, so this one is a bit tricky. The opponent has to be crouched, and it is down, back 4, and then back 1. There you go. There's your brutality. She breaks their arms off and their head. That took me way too many tries. I had a different input written down than what it was, and then I was doing a different move. I thought it was a different thing. Good God. Hopefully, though, I edited it well to the point got across. Alright, next, we have Boraicho with Dragon Breath, specifically. And then Tremor, I don't believe any of his require his variation. But I know he has a lot. I know he's probably the most famous character for hidden brutalities. But I have another one that I like more. Boraicho's is extremely simple. It is down, forward 2, and that is it. You just melt their face off. But you have to be pretty close to them for that to work. If you hit them from too far of a distance back, it won't work. You just basically have to be within, I don't know. It's less than sweep. It's like half sweeping distance. Now for this guy. Back forward 4. Takes their legs off. Every single variation can do that. I know that for a fact. This is a long brutality.
Tremor wins. Flawless victory.
We got it with the flawless victory. Next is Tremor's Throw, which is 1+3, and then you hold down for the duration of it. Which just kind of... Oh, there you go. Spike pops through their head. That's where the brutality comes in. Forgot about that. Alright, this next one is back 3, 2-2, hold 1. There you go. That one's a little tricky to do. But you just have to hit all 3 shots of that combo. This one is just forward 2, and that is it. That one pops his head off with one smooth motion. I forgot, one of them does require variation, and it's because this one changes skin. So you have to use down down 1, which gives you the lava skin, and then you hit down back 3. That melts them into infinity and beyond. You'd think his fire could still melt bones, but no. Not powerful enough for that. Maybe he didn't want to. Maybe that's what it was. Lastly, we have the sector variation of Triborg, as well as the Cyber Sub-Zero variation of Triborg, which is up up Y, if you don't, or sorry, up up 2, if you don't know that already. Sector has 2. His first is down back 2 enhanced, which just blows them to bits. It's his homing missile. Literally 3 bits is how much is left, and it is in fact a brutality if you do it at the end of the match. Sector's other hidden brutality is down down 3, which is his flame burner, which still works on metal. Probably wasn't the best example because he didn't turn into bones. It's really cool when you use it on a human player, or a human character. I think that was still pretty cool. Just kind of burned him on the inside. We'll go with that. Alright, next we have Cyber Sub-Zero. His first one is while the enemy is frozen, you can freeze him however you like, just do an uppercut, down 2. I said while he's frozen, thank you. And it shatters his brain to bits, but with precision as to not disrupt any of the rest of his being. This, by the way, Triborg is my favorite hidden brutality character, because he has 5 total. Now this one is simple, but it's tough to explain. You have to be in the air. It is this super right here, or this one right here. As you can see, they're pretty much exactly the same, except one's close range, one's far range. It doesn't matter which you use. We'll use the close range one. It is down 3 enhanced while in air. It freezes them, hits them, ignore that thing, and then their guts are all on the floor. They take up half of the screen because they're in 2 pieces, strewn about. And lastly, my favorite one, it's not the most brutal, but I think it's really awesome. First, you need a drone, which is down down 3. You pop a drone, then you hit back forward 1 enhanced. What that does is they do a little flaily thing, and then you freeze them in a wall of ice. Like cryogenic frozen, like Star Wars, like Han Solo. I don't know, I think it's awesome. It's also the very last hidden brutality I ever found, which makes me really like it. I'm going to pick 2 random characters now. Alright, now I'm going to explain how I found these. Basically, I took 2 controllers, I hit on Brutality Combat, and while I was looking for them, I also put on Infinite Super Meter, just to make it easier to try and enhance everything. And I went through and I picked the top left character on the roster, and then the next to that, and I looked at the list, I went here, and I went down through every single special move. Every possible variation of every special move. All 3 variations of all characters, and just slowly found them. I also tried a few of the combos, like for instance, you saw I did Predator's combo. Triborg has a similar one, like that, but nothing comes of it. If say you're looking for inputs, for this one it is back X, Y, B, and when you're doing a brutality, the button that you have to hold isn't the only one you can. Like let's say you have to hold 1. In reality, you can just hold 1 through 4, and it doesn't matter. You just put your thumb all the way on the controller, or 2 fingers if you need, and just hold all 4 down, and if the brutality's in there with those 4 commands, it'll check. If it's not, then it won't. And what I would do for input directions is I would just do it over and over. Okay. Not what I meant to do. I would just do it over and over with every single direction, just to see. I would do every super with every direction. Took me a while, took me a few days, and I found the list that I compiled for this video. And that is that. That is all I've got, all I have. 2 more episodes of Mortal Kombat X before we move on to a new game coming out. So thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.